Welcome to Mornings with Patricia. Happy Tuesday. I have to think about this because I'm doing these ahead of time. And so let's see. Oh, it's Happy Wednesday. Sorry. It's Happy Wednesday, not Tuesday. I want to talk about a couple of things today. But remember the other day I told you I was sitting outside and I asked for something magical to happen, right? And these two mourning doves that we have had for years around here, just love them so much. Always reminds me of Bruce because they mate for life, and it's just anyway, they're very close to my heart. And I happen to hear that commotion. I look up and they're mating. I've never seen that before. And I told you that one lone flower or feather came down. It sparkled kind of white in the sun, and I looked for it. I thought, and then I told you, I couldn't find it, and it made me think about how we artifact our magical happenings in our lives, and how everything is magical, and how I thought that it was a message to me to let that go, stop making them historical moments. Well, anyway, today I noticed something on the counter, and it was this, and I said to the family, well, where'd that come from? And Michael had found it in the yard. And so he had found it. And I just realized that, sorry, I'm going to lose my voice. I just realized that, wow, when we let things go, right? When we can acknowledge the magic in every day and let it go, then it comes to us and tells us, well done, you got it. So, I will keep this, but it doesn't have, the same, the same message to me. It's just letting me know every moment is magical. So one of my friends on Facebook, Guru Krishna, he lives, I believe, in southern India, and I've never met him, but he knows Shriam, and we kind of got to meet that way. He's a young gentleman, and he's always, meeting, he's always going somewhere and meeting teachers, men and women, holy men and women, and sharing those things with me, and I always appreciate that. So he shared something really nice on Facebook that I shared, and it goes like this. One time a visitor went to see a Sufi saint, and the visitor was surprised because the Sufi's house was like basically one room, and it was very simple. And the only thing in it was a mat and a kerosene lamp. So the visitor says to the Sufi, oh, where's all your furniture? And the Sufi saint says to the visitor, where's all yours? And the visitor says, me? Well, I'm a visitor. And the Sufi saint says, so am I. So that's what I wanted to talk about today, is that we're visitors here, right? But we bring an awful lot of baggage. We bring an awful lot of things with us, a lot of furniture, right? Like we're setting up house, and this is a temporary structure. It'll come and it'll go, and it'll change form. And so we take so much investment and stock in this rather than the eternal I. And I'm going to be talking about that the next time too, with Nisargadatta and some of his teachings, a Hindu holy man. But we put so much stock in the experiences that we have, material things, who we think we are. I was talking about that the other day, right? Who we think we are, and then we let all of those things define us. Like, I don't measure up, or this is such a great success, whatever that is. And then the next moment, oh my goodness, now it's changed, and I'm so down and depressed. So we're really at the mercy of how the wind blows, when we don't need to be. Right? We don't need to be. Every moment's magical, but it's also temporary. Everything is temporary. Everything that arises will descend. Um, Let me take a little drink of my coffee. Here's my little coffee mug. Well, it's actually Bruce's, just in case, you don't see enough cats in my house. I've got a mug with one too. So as you go about your day, I guess what I really want to say, my message today is as you go about your day, try to look at things as if you were a visitor. As if you were a visitor in a foreign land. What would you do? Well, I'm going to tell you, you should pack light. When Mary and I went to India, I'm like, oh, because we didn't know if we were going to be camping outside or what. And so we had the little fold up insect tents, which were amazing. And a lot of people had those there. A lot of the people who were doing the walk locally, and we didn't bring a lot of clothes. We had to wear white tops, and so, we didn't bring a whole lot of clothes, but we had a big suitcase with the tents in it and a couple other things, and our little bags to lay in, and then let's see what else we have. We each had a case, and then we had and then we had like a little backpack, and mine was really wide, and I didn't realize it was really wide, and so every time I turned around, I was taking somebody out with it. So, I thought I was packing light. Not so much, because when we met the walk at 4:30 in the morning or 5:30 in the morning, whatever it was, for the first time, they were piling on all the luggage. And two of the older gentlemen were there that had been with the walk, and they said, "Oh, wow, geez, you think you have enough stuff?" And we're like, "What? Well, geez, we didn't know." And we're telling them, and they start laughing. They said, "Oh, that's okay. We've been with the walk for a long time. We live here in India. We were able to take our extras home." And so they were just teasing us. But typically, it's much better if you can pack light. And that's what I'm encouraging us to do on a day-to-day basis, pack light. Go about things lightly. Don't carry everything with you. Don't think it's got to be permanent, right? Whatever comes up, whatever's happening, just allow that to be organic. And so, once I was in India for a little bit, and I was only there for 2 weeks, but I was able to really adjust pretty quickly. And so the things that I thought as an American, as a Westerner, I needed, I really realized I didn't need, right? And on our day-to-day, these are things we don't need. We don't need, introspection is good, right? We were talking the other day about delving into ourselves, Gurdjieff, but realize that, that can help us to awaken, but if we are attached to that process as well, that also becomes baggage. And I'm going to, like I said, in the next video, I'll be talking about Nisargadatta and, how enlightenment can happen just, in fact, he says it happens just like that. It's not a process. So I thought that was very interesting. I'm not sure. I'm not disagreeing with the holy man, but I'm just saying that I don't know. I don't know that that's true, but we'll see. So the Sufi saint says, I'm a visitor here too. How does that change when we think about being a visitor here? Right? I mean, we're born into this world, we die and go out of this world, our consciousness does, and we come in, screaming, and we go out, ugh. But it doesn't have to be that way, right? It doesn't have to. I'm sure the shock of being born, this little body, even though it remembers, is a big shock. But transitioning out, the saints have told us that can be easy. We can choose, and I believe that. I think if we really get that, we can choose how we transition. Maybe not, what happens to us, but our attitude is what I'm saying. But being a visitor here, Well, if I were to think about being a visitor here throughout my day, I probably wouldn't get attached to a whole lot. So there were things in India, oh my God, well, most things in India I loved. And I just, I miss it. But I don't live there. In fact, you can't live there as an American, or if you're not from Indian descent. You can only be there 6 months. So you soak it all in, you get everything you can, you appreciate the memories, but you can't get attached because you have to leave. So even though I was sad to leave India, it wasn't the end of the world. So if you're going throughout your day like a visitor, you're not going to get so attached. You just notice, oh, there's that and there's that, right? And in India, you don't think, I mean, when I was visiting India, I didn't take things personally, right? I didn't take things personally. Uh, if I did something wrong, I would just learn. I just learn from that. Or if I needed something, I would just learn from that. So that's the thing, is just to understand that you don't have to take all these things on. It doesn't have to be this big event in your life for everything that's happening. So that is what happens to you, what people say, but also what you're feeling inside. Be a visitor to yourself, right? This body and everything in it, the mind and the emotions. You're a visitor to that. That's not who you are eternally. So why are we so attached to those sorts of things? Why do we make them such a big deal? And why do we make them the be-all and end-all of everything? Because here's the thing. You're not like that all the time, right? If you're sad as a moment, you're not sad all the time. Sometimes you laugh. If you're worrying, you don't worry all the time, right? Sometimes, you have other emotions. So we know these are transient. This is what Nisargadatta says too. Everything's very transient, so you know that it's not real. Now, does it have a real quality? Yes. But it's not a forever thing for us. We're just visiting with this experience. And so if we can just understand that and allow that to ebb and flow and allow that to go over us and understand the process, we can be surprised. So I'll tell you something about being surprised. We still have the chickens. They're not little chicks anymore. They're quite big. But we're going to go camping, so we still have them inside. When we come back, we'll put them in the chicken coop, but I want to be here, to be able to check on them every day. And so, so yesterday we cleaned the chicken area in there, in the office, and we have that little bin, and so they've been getting up on the middle bin. And so Bruce has this great idea to put this quite big, it's not really a dog fence. It's like, a little cage thing, really big white plastic cage that in sections that you could put around. So we put it around the bin, and it's, this, you probably can't see this, probably, 2.5, 3 feet higher than the top of their metal bin. So I go in and I give them some kale from the garden today, and they're like, and whenever I feed them, I say chick 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 déjeuner, chick 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 déjeuner, and it's from some movie that I saw years and years ago. So I'm posting the YouTube thing, and I'm sitting in there, and I'm done, and all of a sudden I turn around, there's the chickens. And I'm like, hey, girls, how you doing? And there they are, up on top of the white fence. That's what I'm talking about, surprise, right? But I just took it. I wasn't even thinking. I wasn't processing. And so I sat there and petted them. And, but if we could just, look at our perceptions. I didn't perceive that anything was out of the ordinary until I did. So just allowing those sorts of wonderful things to happen during your day. You don't know everything you think you do. You don't. You're not experiencing everything the way, that you think you are. You're not. So let it go. Be a visitor. Be a visitor, like the Sufi saint said. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I love myself. I love you. Have a blessed, blessed Wednesday. And I'll see you tomorrow.